The View Alyssa Farah Griffin shares a source of tension in marriage. Alyssa has shared a lot about her life and her growing family since she joined The View. However, she recently made a surprising admission on the show. She admitted that it's even something of an issue in her family. Alyssa Farah Griffin recently surprised her co-hosts with a confession on The View. Alyssa previously served as the White House Director of Strategic Communications and Assistant to the President in 2020 during President Donald Trump's first term. Since 2022, she's also become known to many as a co-host on The View. Previously, she also joined CNN as a political contributor. In 2021, Alyssa married Justin Griffin. In 2025, she announced that she was pregnant on The View, giving birth to a son, also named Justin, this past February. During the talk show's season 29 finale, Alyssa surprised her co-stars with a personal share. This was that she didn't have a driver's license. Sunny Hostin asked for clarification, asking, "You don't drive, girl?" Alyssa admitted that this was even a bit of a sore subject at home. Bringing her husband, Justin Griffin, into it, she shared, "It's a real source of tension in my marriage. I really need to get my driver's license." Alyssa agreed with one nickname that Sunny Hostin gave her. The admission came about as the co-hosts were discussing the Save America Act, which would require Americans to present government identification in order to vote. Alyssa shared, "I oppose the Save America Act. I think it would be overly cumbersome for people to vote. For someone like me, I don't have a driver's license. I have an ID, I have a passport." After Hostin shared, "Oh no," Alyssa added, "I'm with 83% of Americans in supporting voter ID. In fact, 71% of Democrats do. Not because I believe that there was widespread voter fraud, there isn't." This caused Hostin to joke, "You're like a passenger princess." For her part, Alyssa liked the moniker, sharing, "I am a passenger princess." Ultimately, Alyssa called the Save America Act bad policy in general, worried that it would greatly impact rural voters. She felt that these voters would be less likely to have a passport since many haven't left the country. She also suggested making election days a federal holiday so people can get off to vote. Her honest admission immediately prompted laughter around the table, with the rest of the panel clearly amused that someone who appears regularly on national television has managed to navigate adult life without ever getting behind the wheel. The conversation quickly became one of the lighter moments of the episode. Hostin couldn't resist teasing her colleague. "You're like a passenger princess," she joked. Rather than denying it, Griffin embraced the nickname. "I am a passenger princess," she replied, laughing along with her co-hosts. The playful exchange resonated with many viewers, especially those either don't drive themselves or know someone who happily lets others take the wheel whenever possible. While the conversation generated laughs, Griffin's original point remained serious. She explained that although she supports requiring identification to vote in principle, she believes the Save America Act goes too far by limiting what forms of identification are accepted and potentially making voting more difficult for certain groups of Americans. Griffin pointed out that many people possess valid government-issued identification without holding a driver's license. Like her, some rely on state-issued identification cards or passports instead. She also expressed concern about voters living in rural communities, where obtaining certain documents or traveling to government offices can be more challenging. Many rural Americans, she noted, may not have passports simply because they have never traveled internationally. Those practical realities, she argued, deserve consideration whenever legislators debate changes to voting requirements. Griffin also suggested another idea she believes could improve voter participation. Instead of making the voting process more complicated, she proposed making Election Day a federal holiday. Allowing more Americans to take time off work, she argued, would remove one of the biggest obstacles many people face when trying to cast their ballots. The policy discussion reflected the thoughtful political analysis viewers have come to expect from Griffin, whose background includes serving as White House Director of Strategic Communications and Assistant to the President during Donald Trump's first administration, before later becoming a CNN political contributor. Since joining The View, however, audiences have also come to appreciate another side of her personality. Beyond politics, Griffin frequently shares stories about her family, marriage, and, more recently, motherhood. She married businessman Justin Griffin in 2021, and their relationship has occasionally become part of conversations on the daytime talk show. In 2025, she announced on The View that she was expecting her first child, a moment that delighted both her fellow co-hosts and longtime viewers.